Not long ago, I took a picture of a crocus that was in my front yard. It's kind of the same type of subject that I have shot many times over the years, and often in the springtime, you'll see a picture of a yellow crocus flower show up here on the blog. And this is another type of photo that you'll see a lot here on the blog, usually about this time of year. I still, as much as I like taking photos of these Indian paintbrush flowers or prairie flowers, I mean, they go by a whole bunch of different names. I'm still fascinated at the challenge that they offer because I'm still not sure how to take a good photo of this flower. There's so many elements to think about. It's not just exposure and depth of field. It's what angle do you want to shoot this thing at? Do you want to shoot it high, straight on, or kind of a low angle? What else do you want in the frame? Do you want other flowers in the frame, or do you want a single solitary flower? In this case, this is my neighbor Dave's field across the street from our house. I mean, I can see this field, practically this flower from our front porch. So I didn't have to go very far. And because of that, I really like going over there with his permission to take photos of these flowers. But I've done this many times before, and yet it's still, I'm challenged by it. And I took a lot of photos. I probably took about 80 photos of this and other flowers when I went out to take this photo. And actually what I was doing is waiting for after a rain. These flowers, like many things in nature, they look so good after it rains, and you get all these, especially in the morning. If you can catch it in the morning, if the sun's coming up and everything has just been drenched the night before, you get these beautiful like spots of light all over the place. If you go to the blog, I've linked to a photo that's actually my favorite shot of one of these flowers I've ever taken, which was taken in a field after rain. And it's got a butterfly sitting on one of the flowers. I mean, it's so cool. And this is not nearly as good as that one, but it's still a learning experience. And unfortunately, we haven't had rain in a while. So there's really no chance of taking a photo like this after a rain, because as you can see, the flower's kind of withering. And so what can I do? Just like sit and wait and wait and wait. And then eventually, if it does rain, the flowers are gone. So I just went and took this photo. I ended up taking this at f/16 with my macro lens. So it was 105 millimeters. It was actually kind of backlit. The sun is behind the flower, which is why it almost appears to glow. And, the one thing that I do find different about this is the shape of the petals farther down the stem, and not the shape like geometry, but just the physical, their condition. I haven't shot many of these flowers as they're kind of heading out for the season, and that's what you see here. And so this almost represents a transition of sorts, where you can picture this just time passing. And pretty soon this field the flowers will be gone, and it's going to get mowed over, and we'll just get ready to repeat the same cycle next year. At which point I will hopefully go back with my camera and see if I can take another picture, hopefully after it rains.